Silence has always been Japan's loudest weapon. Before the sword is drawn, before the enemy moves, before the mind begins to panic, there is silence. And inside that silence lies a secret so powerful that it forged warriors who could walk into chaos without trembling. A secret so misunderstood that the modern world has almost completely forgotten it. You search for strength in noise, motivation in excitement, confidence in applause. But Japan's greatest warriors searched for something else. Ask yourself this, calmly and honestly. Why do some people become unbreakable, while others, equally talented, collapse under pressure? This is not a question of muscles. Not a question of intelligence. Not even a question of courage. It is a question of mastery. And today, you stand at the edge of understanding Japan's best-kept secret to unstoppable strength. Not the kind of strength that shows itself. The kind that cannot be taken away. The modern world is loud. Constantly demanding your attention. Notifications, opinions, deadlines, expectations. You wake up already behind. You go to sleep still unfinished. Your mind is never at rest, yet never fully focused. You feel tired, but not fulfilled. Busy, but not progressing. The samurai lived in a world just as brutal, perhaps more so. Every mistake carried consequence. Every hesitation could mean death. There was no safety net. No second chances. And yet, they cultivated a strength that did not burn out, did not shatter under pressure, and did not depend on circumstances. They understood something most people today do not. The greatest battlefield is not outside you. It is within. The samurai did not train to defeat enemies. They trained to defeat weakness, fear, ego, distraction, impatience, and emotional instability. Their wars were first fought in the mind. Only after victory did the blade matter. This is where the secret begins. Unstoppable strength is not force. It is alignment. Alignment between thought, emotion, and action. When these three are divided, you are weak, even if you appear strong. When they are unified, you become immovable. Japan guarded this understanding not through secrecy, but through discipline. Only those willing to endure the path were allowed to see it. Miyamoto Musashi, Japan's most legendary swordsman, fought over 60 duels and never lost. Yet his true legacy is not found in bloodshed, but in his philosophy. He lived as a ronin, masterless, wandering, detached from comfort and reputation. He slept outdoors. He owned almost nothing. He refused luxury not because he hated pleasure, but because he understood its cost. Musashi knew that comfort weakens perception. In the Book of Five Rings, he wrote not about technique alone, but about mindset, timing, rhythm, emptiness. He warned against attachment to form, outcome, and ego. He emphasized observing calmly, acting decisively, and remaining inwardly still regardless of external chaos. This is the first layer of Japan's best-kept secret. Strength is born from control, not intensity. Modern motivation teaches you to feel more excitement, more urgency, more passion. The samurai taught the opposite. Feel less. Observe more. Act with precision. The calm mind sees clearly. The agitated mind reacts blindly. Musashi did not rush. He arrived late to duels intentionally, not to disrespect his opponents, but to test their minds. While they burned with impatience and anger, he remained empty. When the fight began, it was already over. This was not arrogance. It was psychological warfare. He mastered himself so completely that others defeated themselves before the blade moved. Zen monks trained the same way, without swords. They sat for hours in silence, facing walls, observing breath, letting thoughts rise and fall without attachment. Not to escape reality, but to penetrate it. They understood that the mind, left untrained, is a wild horse, dragging you wherever impulse leads. The monks' discipline was not passive. It was ruthless. They stripped away illusion after illusion. The illusion that emotions must be obeyed. The illusion that thoughts are truth. The illusion that comfort is necessary. Through this, they discovered something terrifying and liberating. You are not your thoughts. You are not your fear. You are not your excuses. When this realization becomes lived experience, strength becomes inevitable. Because nothing inside you is pulling in the opposite direction anymore. The samurai trained before dawn, in cold, in silence. Not because it was dramatic, but because resistance reveals truth. When the body protests, the mind speaks honestly. Excuses rise. Fear whispers. Laziness negotiates. This is where most people retreat. The samurai stayed. They did not argue with discomfort. They observed it. They learned its patterns. And slowly, discomfort lost its power. This is the second layer of the secret. Unstoppable strength comes from familiarity with suffering. Not obsession with pain, but understanding it. When you avoid discomfort, it controls you. When you face it regularly, it becomes information. It stops being an enemy and becomes a teacher. The modern mind panics at resistance. The samurai welcomed it as training. This is why they could walk into uncertainty without fear. They had already met it thousands of times, in cold mornings, endless repetitions, lonely paths. Strength was no longer an event. It was a state. Now understand this deeply. The samurai did not seek motivation. They built systems. Motivation is emotional. It rises and falls. Discipline is structural. It remains. A samurai did not wake up asking how he felt. He woke up knowing who he was. Identity preceded action. This is the third layer of the secret. When identity is clear, behavior follows naturally. Modern people try to force habits without changing identity. The samurai reversed this. They lived by an internal code, Bushido. Honor. Duty. Self-control. Courage. Loyalty to principle, not pleasure. This code was not recited. It was embodied. Every action either strengthened the code, or betrayed it. And betrayal was not punished externally. It was punished internally, through shame, loss of self-respect, and dishonor. This internal accountability created warriors who did not need supervision. They governed themselves. Ask yourself quietly, what code governs you? If the answer is unclear, strength will always be unstable. A Ronin, without master, without home, faced a unique challenge. No structure. No authority. No protection. Only inner discipline kept him from collapse. Many Ronin fell into desperation. Others became legends. The difference was not skill. It was inner order. Those who survived understood that freedom without discipline becomes chaos. Discipline without freedom becomes slavery. True strength lives in balance. They trained when no one watched. They refined their craft without applause. They walked alone without bitterness. This is the fourth layer of the secret. Strength grows fastest in solitude. Not loneliness born of rejection, but solitude chosen for refinement. The modern world fears being alone. Silence exposes weakness. Distraction hides it. The samurai embraced silence. They sharpened themselves in it. If you cannot be alone with your thoughts, you are not strong, you are entertained. Let us speak now of fear. Fear was never absent in samurai culture. Anyone who claims they felt no fear is lying. Fear existed, but it was not obeyed. The samurai separated fear from decision-making. They felt it fully, but did not let it choose. This is the fifth layer of the secret. Fear is a signal, not a command. The modern person either suppresses fear or submits to it. The samurai listened to it, then acted according to principle. Courage was not emotional bravado. It was disciplined action despite emotional noise. This is why samurai could remain composed while facing death. Death was acknowledged, not dramatized. When you accept impermanence, fear loses its leverage. Zen taught this relentlessly: everything passes. Your reputation, your body, your struggles, your victories. Attachment creates fear. Acceptance creates freedom. Now listen carefully. Japan's best-kept secret to unstoppable strength is not found in aggression, dominance, or endless striving. It is found in inner stillness combined with relentless discipline. Stillness gives clarity. Discipline gives power. Without stillness, discipline becomes rigid and blind. Without discipline, stillness becomes passive and weak. Together, they form an unbreakable core. This is why samurai could adapt instantly. They were not attached to outcomes. They were committed to process. They did not cling to victory. They executed principles. The blade metaphor matters here. A sword is useless if constantly swung wildly. It dulls quickly. It breaks. It exposes the wielder. A sword kept sheathed, maintained, sharpened patiently, only drawn when necessary, is deadly. The samurai treated their energy the same way. They did not waste effort. They conserved force. They struck only when aligned. The modern world exhausts itself trying to prove strength. The samurai embodied it quietly. Now, you must turn inward. Where are you leaking energy? Uncontrolled emotions. Endless comparison. Half commitments. Comfort seeking. Delayed discipline. Each one is a crack in the armor. Unstoppable strength is not built by adding more. It is built by removing weakness. This removal is not dramatic. It is daily. Repetitive. Often boring. And that is why few achieve it. Let me speak to you now as a mentor, not a motivator. If you seek this strength, adopt these internal laws. Train when you do not feel like it. Act according to principle, not mood. Observe your mind without believing every thought. Choose solitude regularly. Respect time as a weapon. Accept discomfort as tuition. Detach from validation. Honor your word to yourself above all. These are not tips. They are vows. Break them, and strength leaks away. Honor them, and strength accumulates silently. You will not feel powerful at first. You will feel exposed. Bored. Alone. undervalued. This is the threshold. Most turn back here. The samurai stepped forward. Because they understood something final and absolute. True strength does not announce itself. It is felt only when tested. And when the test comes, pressure, loss, chaos, you will not rise to the occasion. You will fall to the level of your training. Return now to the silence we began with. Notice how different it feels. That silence is not empty. It is full of potential. Japan's best-kept secret to unstoppable strength was never hidden in temples or texts. It was hidden in plain sight, inside discipline, restraint, and inner order. Now you know. The question is not whether this path works. The question is whether you are willing to walk it, alone, quietly, relentlessly. Strength is waiting. Not outside you. Within.